Hi everybody, welcome to Michigan Record Club. I'm Bill Young, and this is Hope, a little girl. She with me all the time. She won't even let me do these videos without saying hello, so I guess she's my new co-host. Anyhow, I got a whole lot of records here. Some of them are really good, and some of them are not so good. But I think I'll probably keep all of them for one reason or another. If I bought them, you know, it's pretty hard for me to part with them usually. Anyhow, I'm going to start right off with a couple of them here quick. I don't usually buy a lot of Dixieland, but I do like a little bit of Louis Armstrong, and this has got quite a bit of Louis singing in the up front, so I went ahead and grabbed this one for $1, and I was glad I did. It's pretty good. And then here's another one that I got relatively cheap. I believe it was actually free. Yeah, a friend of mine, he had it, and I said, "Oh man, there's some Dwayne Eddie." I said, "I don't have any." He says, "Go ahead." He says, "Take it." And yeah, it's okay. He does a lot of cover songs like like Batman theme song and stuff like that, Ballad of the Green Beret. But yeah, that twang, the biggest twang of them all, and he does make the guitar go twang. Yeah, that was pretty good. And I appreciated the gift. If you've ever watched Steve Carlson, you know he's big on Zamrock and a lot of African music, and he turned me on to this one. Matter of fact, he was given these as part of his thank you. He wanted to make sure he thanked all of the vinyl community for helping him out. If you remember, Steve Carlson had a flood last summer at his house, and he lost everything in the basement, which included one of the largest vinyl record collections, you know, in the state anyhow. And it was really sad, but the good heart of the vinyl community helped Steve get back into it. And yeah, this album is really, really good. I don't know what you know about Zamrock, kind of a pretty color. You see green and yellow and black in there. But it's basically a young African guys, and they're playing a good rock and roll. A lot of fancy guitar work in there. So yeah, Blackfoot. They were really good. I'm going to look to see if I can't find some more Blackfoot. Zamrock. And if you can remember back in the 90s, and you can remember Voivod, this one was one of the very, very early ones, 1993. And again, this is on some very pretty vinyl. There's a sticker that was on it. And yeah, this is the earlier stuff, so it is a little bit more basic hard rock that they started out with, and that one is really good. That's a newer reissue, but yeah, I was happy to find that one at the record store. And speaking of the record store, my buddy Jim over at Radio Wasteland Records, if you haven't checked out his YouTube page, go over to his channel and give it a listen, because boy, he puts in a lot of work. Has some of the fabulous interviews with some of rock and roll's greatest, some Michigan rock. He had Alice Cooper on before. I think it's a secret, but I think he's going to have Susie. What's her last name? Anyhow, he's going to have some really good shows coming up. But I asked him to help me out filling in some of my Led Zeppelin gaps, because this was one that came out on vinyl back in the 90s, but they reissued it, a lot of the records. You could, remember I picked up X or 10, I don't know what they, I think it was referring to their 10th studio album, but this one is this songs from the Sparkle Lounge. This one had some really good original songs on it, and I also was able to pick up, this was a live album, a 2-record set Def Leppard did. It's great. It's had a couple of the older ones, but mostly all their newer songs from their, at the time it was probably from their last 4 or 5 albums. But yeah, this is really good. Really glad to have this one in my library, and I only have a couple more holes to fill, and they might be harder ones, but I'm glad to have those two in my collection. I'm going to take the cover off this one, a little hard to see, but this one's Bill Evans, Undercurrent. He played with Jim Hall, who played the guitar, which accented Bill's piano work really nice. And there's a picture of the two of them right there. And again, this is another reissue. And it's nice for me to be able to get some of these reissues a little lower price. I believe that one was under $20. So yeah, to fill in a lot of my jazz records, and when and if I can get originals, I would be happy to replace them. But until then, I get to enjoy some of their music. Of course, you guys know that I love psych music, and you probably weren't going to be able to watch an episode or on my channel without seeing some psych music. This is actually a reissue from the last record store day. This is Negative Space, a real good album called Hard and Heavy, Mean and Evil. And this one would have been a lot better if they could have put a little effort into making it a little clearer. It sounds very muddy. They tell you to turn it up, and you can wash some of the mud out by just cranking the volume up. And that's probably true, but my loud, heavy rock days are coming, getting fewer. You know, I'd like to have it at a normal setting nowadays, but this one I did crank up because it is very good. Negative Space. It was issued back in 1970. They say it's a little bit of Blue Cheer, a little bit of Black Sabbath, and it's pretty similar to those, I would say. Next up, Acid Mammoth. Now, I've listened to a lot of Acid Mammoth online. I've streamed it, and it is extremely good. This one in particular, I really liked. There's a couple more that I really like, and I know I'll be trying to expand my Acid Mammoth collection to include them. This seems to me to be like early hard rock, you know, similar again to Blue Cheer and Black Sabbath. This is really, really good. If you like your rock hard and heavy, I think you will enjoy Acid Mammoth. A little bit newer band. They've been out a while, but this is actually came out in 2021, so very good. And then I was very excited, last but not least, to add Yesterday's Children to my collection. It's like, yeah, this is one that, again, I often say it's a must-have if you're a psych collector, and this seems to be one of, you know, the best psych albums ever recorded. You know, not to quote Lionel Richie, but it is very good psych music. So I would highly recommend this one. This is a little later German reissue, but still it's kind of hard to find. It's hard to find any Yesterday's Children. They didn't reissue a whole lot of it, and if you wanted to get an original, again, you will be paying 3 figures, so $100 or more. Well, I know it's been a while. That's the records I had for today. I really, really appreciate all my subscribers. I often say that I will try to do more videos for you, and I'll actually got a few maybe special videos lined up. At least I have them in mind. So we'll see if we can't do a couple more. With cancer permitting, I will get a few more out there. But until then, everybody, you stay safe. I hope this COVID thing is passing you by, and here in Michigan, we're doing okay. And until next time, everybody, bye-bye.